Ever since the early days of DBD, maps have been one of the largest determining factors in the outcome of a match. Some would argue that maps are currently the largest determining factor, and I absolutely agree with this. From the number of pallets that can spawn, the strength of a main building if the map has one, the possibilities of 3-gens, and even to the clutter that can spawn. Maps are a decisive and divisive feature in this game, and it's no secret that there are some maps that are more survivor-sided, some more killer-sided, and some more middle-of-the-road or RNG dependent. All of this to say, maps and how they are balanced heavily influence the amount of fun a player has on either side. But you know what else is important? Map variety. So what the fuck has been up with map variety lately? I just have to know, because I certainly am not the only person who has seen a lot of the same maps over and over and over and over and over and over, and I could keep going, but it is bad. There are some maps and some realms that are just so repetitive. I want to just, I don't even know. Like I'm out of words to describe how repetitive some of these maps have been. Whether it's Nostromo, Badham, Dead Dog, Haddonfield, Midwich, Gideon Meat Plant, Hawkins, Tobel Landing, Larry's. These maps are just too damn repetitive. I know it, and I know other people know it, because you play this game enough, and you see these same maps way too much. Hell, I can look back at my recordings when I play, and I see, wow, I got Dead Dog 3 times, I got Haddonfield, I got Larry's, I got Nostromo. I did get Coldwind once, and then I got Macmillan once, but then I went right back to Tobel Landing and Dead Dog again, and then I got Haddonfield again. I don't understand why these maps are so repetitive, and it's such a problem because map variety is so important to the health of this game just as much as balancing the maps are. Because if you get the same maps over and over and over, just like if you get the same killer over and over and over, just like if you go against the same perks over and over and over, it gets repetitive, it gets boring, it gets predictable, it just gets exhausting. Like, I don't even like a lot of these DLC maps, personally speaking, whether they're survivor side or not. I just don't really care for them that much. I've always preferred the legacy maps, but even I can say, if I only got the legacy maps all the time, I would get bored of that too. I would like something different every once in a while. Like, give me a Haddonfield every once in a blue moon. Give me a Nostromo every once in a blue moon. Give me a Midwich every once in a blue moon. But to get these maps, especially these certain DLC maps, all the time, and I'm saying like multiple times within like a 2-hour sitting, that's not good. And I don't think anybody really enjoys the lack of map variety. So the question is, why is this happening? I truthfully have no idea. The best thing I can think of is that a lot of these maps that are being seen over and over and over are maps that are tied to gen completion achievements. So maybe there's something with the powers that be that believe that having these maps spawn more frequently will help people with achievement hunting. But even that is kind of contradictory in itself, because you have a map like the Fallen Refuge that has barely spawned when I've played this game. I have played that map maybe 3 to 5 times as Survivor since the map was released. And I've played all these other maps I listed earlier, like Badham, Dead Dog, Haddonfield, Nostromo. I've played some of these maps way, way more frequently. It's not even funny. Like, it's concerning in a way, because it's like, why are these newer maps not being seen as much as these other maps? It just seems like the map variety and the map like spawn chances, it's just not making any sense. And the other thing for me is that I don't need any internal game data or even data from the devs to help prove or disprove how I'm feeling or how other players may be feeling about the map variety in this game. Because the truth is, I have the recordings, I have the data I've tried to keep track of the best I can. I have been playing this game for, how many hours now. I know what maps spawn more frequently and which ones don't spawn that frequently. So it's a lot of just experience and just looking back at my own personal data that I can look at and see with my own eyes. Yeah, I did get that map 2 or 3 times within a 2-hour session of playing this game. Yeah, I did get that map multiple days in a row, multiple times in each sitting of playing this game. I'm not even joking. I had Nostromo twice in a row, back to back, in a recent session of playing this game. Like, I actually could not believe what I was seeing. I thought maybe I fell asleep and just slept through the match I was previously in, and I was still in the same one. Like, it was just like such a weird deja vu moment, but it's like, no, it's actually just happening repeatedly over and over and over. And it's just, I can't even emphasize anymore how dumb all this is, because to get the same maps over and over and over, whether they are in, survivor sided or killer sided, none of that matters, because why the hell are we not allowed to see more map variety? Why do we go even change some of these maps to have more filler tiles and all this crap if we can't even get those maps in the first place? Like, the chances of those maps are so few. I played just recently for like a few hours. I didn't get Auto Haven once. I have barely been able to play Auto Haven at all since the newest patch with Sinister Grace. It's just crazy to me that I get these other maps multiple times in a sitting, but I can't get some of these other legacy maps. It just boggles my mind. So yeah, I just had to rant about that for a second, because the lack of map variety I've noticed recently has been actually abysmal, and it's going to slowly make me even more insane than I already am, because none of this just makes any sense to me. Why do we have these maps that are spawning more frequently than others? Why can we not just have every map have the same chance? Why do we have to have some of these maps that feel like they spawn over and over and over again? I'm over it. Like, I'm over the over and overs. Like, I'm so done. So feel free to let me know. Have you seen some of these same maps repeatedly like I have, or are you getting other maps more frequently? I feel like, based on what I've seen, there's lots of people who are seeing the same maps over and over. So you just never know. Maybe someone else has gotten Fallen Refuge like 50 times already, but I've barely gotten it like 5 times since the map came out. So that's all I've got for now. I feel like the more I talk about this issue, the more I'm going to just go insane. So that's it. Thanks for watching.